Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old-school RuneScape video. As I've mentioned in many of my previous videos, one of the pillars of account progression is the Achievement Diary Cape. I'm always talking about how it is something you should always get for your account, because it will pretty much put you at base 90s and set you up for success on your way to maxing. But up until this point, we haven't really talked about the best and the worst the task rewards, which is what this video is all about. Scapers, we are really close to that final stretch to 100,000 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button as well as a like for the YouTube overlords. You can also join our Discord with the link in the description for any help for your Achievement Diary adventures. We will divide this video in two parts. First, I will tell you the Achievement Diary items in order of usefulness, but only counting for the fourth and final version of the item. This will also include the most difficult or most annoying task for each of the diaries, regardless of tier. For the second one, I will divide every Achievement Diary reward in 4 categories, and from bottom to top we have useless, situational or Ironman, useful, and things you will almost always use. I will take this moment to do something I have never done and I might never do on my channel again, and it is recommending you to not watch my Achievement Diary guides, because they are super outdated and age like milk. Just use the Quest Helper plugin to guide you through the tasks, and with that out of the way, let's begin. We don't really have a tier list for this one, but at the very bottom we have the Western Provinces banner. The diary itself may provide some decent benefits, but the banner itself is absolutely useless, giving you unlimited teleports to the Piscatores fishing colony, and other than a few clue steps around this area and fishing monkfish, this is not really attractive. The worst part about this diary is killing 1000 chompies for the elite tier, so get that ogre comp bow ready. Up next we have the Wieldy Sword. This provides unlimited teleports to the Fountain of Rune all the way up in the Wieldy for people to maybe get to that Amulet of Eternal Glory. And I personally also use it to teleport to the Wieldy Volcano for that Master Clue step. It also has a guaranteed chance to slash any web, but nothing a slash weapon and a little bit of patience can't do. The worst task to do here is a Rune Scimitar from scratch for its high mining and smithing requirement. Even though the Mauritania legs are part of my Clue Scroll gear, I only really use them to go to Berk the Rot for my hot and cold steps. In case you are really desperate for buckets of slime, it also teleports you to the slime pool under the Ectofunctus. You won't really need this benefit too often, especially because you can just buy buckets of slime in certain stores. The Mauritania Elite Diary has a ridiculous requirement of 96 fishing, which you can thankfully boost at 91 with an Admiral Pie. The Fremennik boots are almost in that same situation, but the unlimited teleports to the Fremennik area are a lot more frequent because there's more content around it. Up until a few months ago, it was a staple item in my Vorkat setup before the teleport from the Lunar Isle was made quicker. Overall, it's a pretty decent item to have, and even if the Elite tier doesn't have super steep requirements, I would say that the only harsh one is 82 rune crafting for double Astral runes for 56 in one inventory. Up next we have the Explorer's Ring 4. A lot of you may flame me for this one because if you go on your farm runs, you will use this item multiple times per day. For me though, I personally haven't done a full farm run outside video making in around 3 or 4 years. But if you still do them for money or supplies, this one will definitely be higher up on the list. The added benefit of 30 high alchs per day is nice when rocking anything but a standard spellbook, and with stamina potions in the game, the run energy restore is not as valuable in my opinion. The absolute worst requirement in the entire diary system is definitely that Bones to Peaches requirement you need from the Mage Training Arena. This is where items start to get pretty good. We now have the trusty Candering Headgear 4, and even though it doesn't have as many benefits as some of the upcoming items, it is also a staple in my clue hunting outfit because of that Sherlock teleport. This is a lot more frequent than some items we have used so far to get to key teleport locations, and it also acts as an unextinguishable light source. The second worst step in the entire Achievement Diary system, by far, is getting all level 5s in Barbarian Assault, but not as bad as Mage Training Arena. The Desert Amulet 4 provides heat protection when worn, but far into the late and end game, you're not really going to be in the desert for too long for this to be an issue. It also features unlimited teleports to Narda near the Elidna statue for full stat restoration, and to the Calphite Cave for your Slayer tasks. If you don't think the worst part of this diary is a Calphite Queen head, you are just hard coping. Not only is the Falador Shield 4 a must-have for your Inferno adventures, but it is a great Fashionscape item that I remember fondly as part of my bank standing gear back in RuneScape 2. Nostalgia aside, either the third or the fourth shield must always be in your inventory when hunting for the giant mole. Whether it be for a pet or its valuable supplies, that double full prayer restoration every 24 hours is way too good to ignore it. To get it, you need to slay 1,200 Black Knights in order to buy some of the prestigious items from the White Knight Castle. An item you must always wear to a bunch of your mining adventures is the Varrock Armor 4. The item itself is pretty damn useless, except for one particular benefit in the form of chances at double the resources throughout various mining activities. We are talking iron ore, granite, and volcano shards just to mention a few, giving you double the experience whenever this procs. The Varrock Diary is definitely not difficult by any means, but the most expensive requirement will definitely be 90 Herblore for that super combat potion. Starting the top 3, we have the Karamja Gloves 4. If you're on the Slayer grind, these will take you directly to Duradel or Kuradal to grab another Slayer task ASAP. Starting with the Karamja Gloves 2, and when equipped, all items in the Tazar store will be cheaper, meaning a better bang for your buck for those uncut onyx. This item in particular doesn't provide many benefits, but you will use it at Slayer Master Teleport so often that it will make you forget about everything else. The quote-unquote worst requirement for this one is 91 runecrafting for double nature runes, but as a runecrafting enjoyer, this one is really not that bad. The runner-up spot belongs to the Arty Cloak 4. Just like the Explorer's Ring, this will never have to leave your inventory for those farm runs, but overall, a pretty good cape to take to the wilderness in case you are using a Dragon Hunter lance for KBD, or the crossbow in combination with an item that provides amazing prayer bonuses. When it comes to the Arty Achievement Diary, making a rune crossbow from scratch is the worst thing you'll have to do because of that smithing level requirement, but nothing to blow your brains out like Lumbridge or Kandarin. In my personal opinion, the best item in the entire Achievement Diary reward lineup is Arata's Blessing 4 after completion of the Elite Current Diary. This is the single best item in terms of bonuses in the ammo slot and something you will 100% be wearing at all times, except for when using an ammo slot for arrows or the Gomel's Lucky Penny. In case you forget your teleport, it also takes you to Mount Karum near Konar, and of course a bank. The worst task for this one is 90 Slayer to kill a Hydra with a wild pie boost, but it will be well worth it for a ridiculously good item. Part 2 of the video is going to seem like a lightning round because we have so many diary benefits in all 4 categories that I will speedrun through the first 3 segments to get to the juicy part. Remember, we will go from worst to best in each category of useless, situational or Ironman, useful, and benefits you will use throughout the entire game. For Karamja Elite, you get free cart rides between Brimhaven and Shiloh Village. Wildy Elite gives you up to 200 random runes from an NPC in the Mage Arena Bank, which is just not worth it at all. The Easy Fremennik Diary lets you use a Pier the Seer as a deposit box in the area, which I have no idea how it would be used even after the quest. Lumbridge Elite provides a double Goblin Cave wire when pickpocketing a Dorgeson, and you get to double the drop rate for a Jerik's Talisman thanks to the Easy Current Diary, but once you have 1 or 2 of these, you're not really going to use this benefit anymore. The Hardwood Place near Taibo Wane is free to access after completion of Karamja Elite. After the Hard Western Diary, your Crystal Teleport Seeds can hold up to 5 charges, but becomes obsolete once you get an Eternal Teleport Crystal. The Arty Elite Diary will increase your fish caught at the fishing trawler by 50% after every game. Different tiers of the Arty Diary provide varying amounts of pure essence from Wizard Compadre up to 200 per day, and the coal trucks west of Sears Village have a whopping 308 spaces after the Hard Kandarin Diary. Similarly, the Kandarin Elite Diary will send the first 200 coal you deposit in the trucks directly to your bank. Thormac will turn battle staves into Mystic Battle Staves for 20k each. The medium Wildy Diary provides 15% increased yield from Ents, of course in the Wildy. This diary tier also gives you 50% chance to roll the Zombie Pirate's loot instead of the intended 15%, and the harder tier of the Wildy Diary lets you sell ecumenical keys to the lesser fanatic, but if I was you, I would keep them for God-Wars dungeon trips. After completion of the Easy Desert Diary, you can sell noted Pyramid Plunder items to the NPC near the Agility Pyramid. There's a shortcut between Taverley and the Goblin Village you can use after the Easy Falador Diary. Elite Wildy gives you noted bones for all dragons in the Wildy except for the KBD, which is kinda useless. You will get 84 buckets of sand every day sent to your bank after Elite Arty Diary, and almost as underwhelming, 150 free arrows from rants every day with the Elite Western Diary. Elite Western Diary increases the catch rate for dark crabs. Something that may be useful to Ultimate Ironman is cheaper leather tanning services from an NPC in the Forthos dungeon with the Elite Current Diary and lower. The Hard Falador Diary gives access to a shortcut to the Fountain of Heroes under the guild. With a Hard Fremennik Diary, you can teleport to Waterbirth Island using the Enchanted Lyre, and you can exchange 250 flax for 250 bowstrings per day, thanks to the Elite Kandarin Diary. Finally, on this category, the Elite Karan Diary grants the ability to ask for 80 dynamite every single day. You can use a shortcut at the Motherlode mine with 54 agility after completion of the Medium Falador Diary, and the best of the worst tier, Avian Seeds will drop noted adamant bars thanks to the Hard Fremennik Diary. Moving on to situational or Ironman-centric benefits, we have 50% more lava shards per lava dragon scale with a Hard Wildy Diary, double fungi when casting Bloom thanks to Mauritania Hard, chances at the Chompy Chick pet after the Elite Western Diary, which once you get the pet, it's literally useless, 20% discount for all items in the Culinarmancer chest thanks to Hard Lumbridge, and with a Kandarin Elite Diary, Auto will make Zami Hasta for you for 150k instead of 300k. Medium Fremennik gives 10% chance for more approval in the Kingdom of Miscellanea. Hard Desert lets your Camulet teleport you to Enakris Temple. Elite Karamja will make it so red dragons drop noted Dragon Hide in the Brimhaven dungeon. And this tier also makes it so metal dragons drop noted bars as well. Thanks to the Medium Western Diary, your Crystal Saw will hold a maximum of 56 charges, which you shouldn't really use too quickly. Hard Western unlocks the ability to buy Crystal Halberds. Hard Wildy removes the teleport delay inside the Revenant Cave to make it seem like you have inhuman reactions. The same tier will give you noted Wine of Zamorak when telegrabbed off the Wildy spawn. A great one for the early game is 200 Death Runes per cat with the Arty Easy Diary. And the Elite Fremennik Diary gives you a 15% increased island resources when collecting from Miscellanea. Medium Falador increases, medium Clue Scroll drop rate for guards to 1 in 106. Medium Kandarin gives 10% increased experience for maple trees in the area, which thanks to forestry is actually pretty decent. Elite Karamja lets you use a Shiloh Village Furnace for free. Elite Mauritania lets you give a Robin 39 bones per day for him to give you bone meal and buckets of slime. And the Elite Falador Diary gives you increased chances to get better ore from your deposit pay dirt. Hard and Mauritania Elite give a 50% increased prayer and fire making experience respectively when you burn Shade Remains. Elite Karamja gives you 10% chance to receive double ticket and voucher at the agility course when you wear the gloves. Hard Desert provides more experience for completing laps at the Polnivnich agility course, as well as a Hard Fremennik Diary giving that extra experience for the respective rooftop course, which is not a bad option at level 80. For the top 3 in this category, we have being able to talk to Zahor Ignarde to clean noted herbs for 200 GP each, but without the experience. And for the same fee, he will make unfinished potions for you, but you still need the vials of water. Both of these with a Hard Desert Diary. Finally, the Hard Arty Diary lets you teleport to Ynil by right-clicking the Watchtower teleport, which is nice if you don't have the construction cape. Let's begin the useful diary perks, which I'm also going to mention rather quickly to give the next category a little more attention. The Medium Wildy Diary gives access to the shortcut inside the Deep Wilderness dungeon. With the Medium Current Diary, you get 5% chance to mine 2 essence blocks in Zaya. Hard Varrock lets you access the Cooking Guild Bank. Hard Mauritania adds 50% more runes to your Barrow's chest loot. And with a Hard Current Diary, you may add the perks of a Shazian Helmet 5 to your Slayer helmet for those Lizardman Shaman Slayer tasks. Different tiers of the Wildy Diary give discounts to enter the resource area, but the Elite tier gives free access, which is great for clue hunting. Hard Falador lets you use another Amethyst spot in the Mining Guild. Different tiers of the Western Diary give higher chances for 2 Chompy Chicks to spawn, and with the Elite tier it will be 100% guaranteed, which is great for pet hunting. Hard Wildy gives you an additional loot from the Rogue's chest, which is now viable but risky method, and the Elite Current Diary gives 10% chance to receive a better ore from Blast Mine. Medium Karamja grants access to the underground gem mine at Shiloh Village for tons of rocks. Hard Kandarin gives 10% more points for Barbarian Assault to get the suffering over with quicker. Elite Mauritania grants 10% more Slayer experience for monsters killed at the Slayer Tower. Hard Kandarin provides a 15% more Marks of Grace at the Sears Rooftop course, and similarly, the Elite RD Diary sees an increase of Marks of Grace by 25% at the RD Rooftop course as well. Hard Fremennik unlocks the spells at 10 Leather and Recharged Dragonstone for the Lunar Spellbook. Hard Lumbridge grants 10% more experience from the Tears of Gothic's minigame, which I haven't done in solid 3 years. Elite Karend gives 10% more Blood Runes from Zaya Runecrafting, which stacks with other bonuses. Hard Falador makes the Giant Mold drop noted Claws and Hide, and with the Medium Arty Diary you will craft more runes at the CMI altar when you train there. With 73 agility and the Hard Fremennik Diary, the Stony Basalt teleport takes you directly east of the Troll Stronghold patch. Elite Western makes an Even Steve give you more Slayer points per task, Elite Karamja gives you an extra life at the fight games, but it's not going to be really useful once you are good enough at the game. Elite Current makes it so you burn 10% less food in city kitchens, and with the Easy Diary, you have access to the Hosedius kitchen, which is a great place to train. My top 3 for this category are all for Arty, which are insanely powerful, but not crucial once you reach level 99 thieving if you're not an Ironman. Medium Arty gives you 10% increased chance of successful pickpockets in the city, and the Hard tier applies this bonus to the entirety of Gielinor. And finally, one of the newest additions, with different tiers of the Arty Diary, your maximum coin pouch capacity goes up, and the Elite tier caps this at a whopping 140 for maximum AFK and spam clicking. For the final category, we have things I personally would do all throughout the late and the end game of an account up until I am either filthy rich or if I want to keep the grind going. Some of these also include things that are absolutely crucial for certain stages of the account, even if you would stop using them eventually. Different tiers of the Varrock Diary let you buy battle staves from Saf at a discount, going up to 120 with the Elite tier. Elite Fremennik lets you use any bank booth at Lunar Isle without the need for a Seal of Passage. Desert Elite and Hard lets you go through the Shanty Pass and use Carpet Rides free of charge respectively, and your Skull Scepter can hold up to 26 charges with the Elite Varrock Diary, which is super useful for tutorial boosting and the clue scrolls. The Easy Current Diary makes it so the Hosedius farming patches don't catch disease, and the same goes for the Falador tree patch after the Elite Falador Diary. Elite Mauritania gives you access to another herb patch in Harmony Island, which is a bit too high of a requirement in my opinion. Medium Falador grants 5% more experience from the farming patch west of Draenor, and the Hard Current Diary gives you 5% chance of saving a harvest life at the herb patches in Hosedius and the Farming Guild. And speaking of, different tiers of the Kandarin Diary gives you a chance to save a harvest life for the herb patch at Catherby, going up to 15% with the Elite tier. Hard Western gives you access to the private Chinchompa Hunter area in Feldip Hills. Hard Western gives you an extra life at Zulra if you die, and the Hard and Elite Current Diary give you the Ash Sanctifier and full prayer experience per Ash respectively. This is a must-have item for your Slayer trip for monsters that drop ashes. This is also the case for the Hard and Elite Mauritania Diary, since you will get the Bone Crusher, and the Elite tier gives you full prayer experience per bone, going down to half with just the Hard tier. Hard Western Diary unlocks Elite Void Armor, which is great for learning content. Hard Wildy lets you have up to 5 ecumenical keys in your bank at once, and Medium Wildy grants access to Artio, Calvarion, and Spindle. Hard Wildy lets you pick your destination for the Wilderness Obelisks. Hard Kandarin lets you teleport to Seer's Village with a Camelot Teleport, which is crucial for higher experience per hour at the Seer's Rooftop course. Elite Fremennik Diary lets you teleport to Nitas Knot and Jetissa with the Enchanted Lyre, as well as being able to enchant it permanently to not need any charges. And finally, getting to the massive ones, you won't need Boots of Stone or Boots of Brimstone inside the Karum Slayer dungeon with the Elite Current Diary. Different tiers of Desert Diary let you add more charges to your Pharaoh Scepter, going up to an insane 100 charges with the Elite tier, which is great for clue scrolls and Pyramid Plunder. Desert Heart makes the ropes at the Kalphite Lair permanent, and the Elite tier gives access to the shortcut from the entrance to the Kalphite Queen Room. This is also something that taught me not to joke during my videos because people get way too sensitive and touchy at humor in 2023. Elite Fremennik makes the Dagonoth Kings drop Noted Bones, and with the Elite Karamja you will get double the Toggle from Fight Caves, the Inferno, and the Jab challenges. At number 6 we have the Hard Kandarin Diary for an additional 10% chance for bolt effects to proc when using a crossbow, which actually adds in a multiplicative effect. At number 5, we got the Elite Current Diary, which will make a Konar give you 20 points per Slayer task and increases all the streak milestones. And at number 4, we have the Medium Varrock Diary giving access to Grand Exchange Teleport, which you can toggle off from the Varrock Teleport spell. Coming in at number 3, we have free use of the Crafting Guild Bank after completion of the Hard Falador Diary, but this is better used with a Crafting Cape anyway. At number 2, you will get a 7th block slot for your Slayer tasks after completion of the Elite Lumbridge Diary. And, in my personal opinion, the absolute best reward in the entire Achievement Diary system is being able to use the Fairy Rings without any need of a Drayman Staff after completion of the Elite Lumbridge Diary. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this chunky video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to enter our weekly bond giveaway, tell me what your favorite Achievement Diary benefit is and why. And if you include the term RSN in your comment, you will be entered in our raffle, which we will do on Friday's stream. I want to thank all the people you see on screen for supporting the channel further with a monetary subscription, which all goes towards my wife and my puppy. If you want to be part of this list of legends, click the join button below to see all the perks you can get in the videos, in the live streams, and in the Discord for a monthly subscription. In the next one, we will go over everything you can do in the second half of Valamore dropping on September 25th, so make sure to tune into our live streams to explore all the new content together. For now, I hope you have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I will see you then. Peace.